Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. 1, 2. Well, hello, 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 beautiful people. Hello, my beautiful people. My name is Jonathan Garano, and welcome to another episode of Spill the Pho. We're back. We're back again. We're back again. You know, if you're watching the video podcast right now, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, my boys and girls, my beautiful people? I am wearing a blue Hawaiian shirt. That is right. I'm doing a little stand-up so you can see the full, shirt on my person. I bought this thing because I was going to an audition where this dude is supposed to be at a pool party. And I was like, what would I wear at a pool party? And I was like, bam, Hawaiian shirt. And so I put it on, left the tag on, thinking, hey, I'm going to return this later because I'm, broke. And then I put it on, and I looked in the mirror, and I was like, oh, my God, why do I feel so happy right now? Hawaiian shirts are the best. Like, oh, my God, I keep on moving around. I'm sorry if I'm peeking the mic, but listen, if you want to feel happy in this world, you want to feel happy right now in this moment, and you have $17 to spare, go to Target and get yourself an Hawaiian shirt. I feel like $1 million right now, okay? I'm not even $1 million. I'm a diamond. No, I'm not even a diamond, okay? I'm a twinkle, twinkle, twinkle little star in the night sky. That is exactly what I am. Before we get to the guest of the show, what is this podcast about? This podcast, Spill the Pho, is a podcast where I bring people from all over different walks of life, from all different types of careers, and we just chit-chat for a second. Of course, I try to, my goal is to really understand what they do, how they do it, break it down, but mostly it's also a way just for us to chit-chat for a second or so. You know, my goal in life is to meet amazing, intelligent, dope people from all over the world, and this podcast allows me to do so. You know, it's kind of it's therapeutic for my extroverted, manic, bipolar self, and hopes that they also get some sort of endorphins from our conversation. That's the beauty of it. Do I have a business plan? My friend was like, yo, Jonathan, if you don't have a business plan for this podcast, then it's just a hobby. I don't know, okay? I know I don't want this to be a hobby. I want this to be a profession. This is something that I want to do every single week, okay? When we first started this beautiful thing, I had a recorder in one hand, a handheld microphone in the other. I saved up money. I got myself a mixer and 2 microphones. Granted, we're in a garage, but I'm going to do everything I freaking can to grow this thing so that way we can be in a studio one day. I'm going to plan this out. I'm going freaking nuts right now. Okay, today was one of those days. Oh, by the way, before we get to the guest in this episode, usually I just chit-chat with y'all individually, myself to you, for about 5 to 8 minutes. Okay, so we're almost there. Besides, I got to go because I just got to go. I was fucking depressed today. You know, I only got 2 hours of sleep. I woke up, went to a meeting that didn't really end up doing anything. It was kind of like a fluff. It's like, and I'm like, shit, I need money. And then on top of that, so after that, I looked at my TikTok and I posted a video and I only got 19 hearts. And so therefore I started debating and looking at my self-worth, thinking, am I worth anything? Long story short, a few hours later, I'm in bed, chilling, with tears in my eyes, well, not really tears, but about to, watching YouTube videos and Instagram videos, which led to even more depression because I was like, wait a second, Jonathan, what are you doing with your life? And then something happens. I have a gambling problem. I was like, you know what? I need some stimuli. I'm an extroverted soul. I need some stimuli. Where should I go to receive it? And as a person who has a gambling addiction, I was like, it's time to go to the casino. But I was like, every time I go, I fucking lose money. And every single time I sit down on the poker table, granted, I get that stimuli because I'm an extrovert, but I look around and none of these people are smiling. They all look morose. They all have bags under their eyes. Their skin is falling off their face. Don't want to be like that. Don't want to be like that. Also, I'm a loser in gambling. I'm a big fish, okay? So I was like, no, Jonathan, go on Google, find if there's anything that you can do right now. And Second City Hollywood has a $10 improv show. So I'm fucking headed there. So I jumped out of bed, jumped into the shower, felt really good, put on this Hawaiian shirt. God damn it, it is beautiful. I swear to God, you should just get yourself an Hawaiian shirt. And I'm going to the show. And you know what? I deleted TikTok. I deleted Instagram app. I turned off all my notifications on my messengers. Because, you know what? I don't want to look at it right now. What I do know is this. I am so fucking fortunate and lucky. Why? Because, look, yeah, I may not have millions of followers, but that doesn't matter. Right now, in this moment, in this time, you're listening. Not only that, every single person who follows me, I fucking appreciate you. Do you know how special it is for someone to click the follow button? When they do that, they're basically saying, hey, I like this person. I want to see and engage in this person's new content that might be coming out in a few days, a week, or tomorrow. That's beautiful. So I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for following. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day just to be in my life in some shape, way, or form. All right, I got to get to this show. I love y'all with an L-U-V. Today's guest, her name is Kendra Okereke. Kendra Okereke, love her. She melts my soul. She is the casting producer at Jubilee Media. Right? That's right. Jubilee Media. They have a YouTube channel. They're all over the place. They're a media company that pushes out content for human good. They're all about looking at different sides of the world and saying, how can we make this engaging, entertaining, and viral, all to push the agenda that every single person in this world from all walks of life deserve to be heard and understood. It's fucking beautiful. They're all about empathy. So anyway, with that said, let's get to the episode. Kendra Okereke. Hopefully I said her last name correctly. And thank you. Here's the episode. Yesterday I was at this white person party. No, I want to explain to you. Okay. You know white people, right? So you go in, you arrive, everyone's chilling for a little bit.
Everyone's really excited that you're there.
And oh my God, yeah. And conversation's going well. And usually what I mean by like a white party is they'll take out their phones and they will end up playing video games together. You know, like board games, but instead of board games,
on their phone?
It's like Trivia Pursuit, and it's connected to their television set.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I guess I haven't been to this white person party.
You haven't been to white people parties?
I've been to white people parties, just not where they're playing video games on their phone, hooked up to their TV.
Yeah, okay. Well, what I realize is there's three things that usually happens. One, there's always a charcuterie board of some sort. You know, the brie cheese, the crackers, the salami. That is, it's there. And then number two, once the conversation starts rolling, someone always goes, "Hey, does anybody want to play Cards Against Humanity?"
Oh my God, that's my favorite game.
Right, but there's always some sort of board game, some sort of card game that gets played at these white people parties. That's what I'm realizing.
Yes, that's very true. You know, I just found out yesterday.
What? What did you find out?
White people don't wash their legs.
Wait, what do you mean white people don't wash their legs?
That is what I found out. So my intern showed me this meme of this girl getting accepted into college, and she starts freaking out. She's like, "Oh my God, I got to college!" And people on TikTok have been using that meme and doing a split screen, and they're doing something really mediocre on one side, and then it's that reaction video on the other side. There's one where a girl is washing her legs, and apparently it's a big thing because white people don't wash their legs, so it was It's like a meme joke thing.
Wait, white people don't wash their
That's
legs?
what I said. I was like, is that a thing?
Is that really a thing? Have you been asking other white people? Because
Oh.
there's no way that's possible.
Like when they're in their shower, they
white
don't
people
wash their
get
legs.
white people get ashy too.
I don't think they know that it's ash though.
What do they think
Because,
it
like,
is?
With us, like it's very obvious, like it's white, but I feel like the ash just kind of blends in with their skin, so maybe they don't know. I don't know. Am I talking close enough to the mic?
Well, now you are. It's
Okay,
good.
sorry.
No, it's okay. Well, yeah, maybe they don't see the ashiness.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Because when I walk out of the shower and everything, and I look at my hand, I know, like, oh my God, Jonathan didn't put any
yeah,
lotion.
because there's a contrast.
Wait, are
from
you
your
saying?
skin
Wait, are you
to
saying like
ash.
wash your legs, or are you saying moisturize their legs?
Wash, like with
Are
soap.
you soap,
like,
water?
Yeah, wash. That's what I heard.
Wait,
I had no idea.
So what do they do?
We should.
We need to bring a white person.
Exactly.
I feel I don't know enough about white. I need a white person right now.
I feel like we should call one and be like, hey, do you wash your legs?
Do you wash your legs? No. Actually, let's do that right now. Fuck
Let's
it.
call Caleb.
No, I really want to know. I gotta call some white friend of mine. Hold on. This is an important thing in the world. Okay, there's no way that they don't. Who should I call? I'm like trying to figure out.
Actually,
Like,
you should Google it. Hold on.
no, I'm just gonna call my white friend right now.
Who are you
This
calling?
is just better.
Who are you calling?
I just hope he picks up. And getting closer to the microphone.
Okay.
Shit. Please, I don't know if my white friend will actually answer. It is, in the middle of Saturday. He's not picking up.
Wait till it goes.
No, I'm going to. We're going to wait till another person. Okay. Who is a white person that will pick up the phone for this question? Let's try this person.
Okay.
I cannot believe we're doing this because I'm really interested now. I'm so curious.
I know. I'm like Googling it.
But like, you're Googling to see if white people
Do
wash
white
their
people
legs.
wash their legs? It's a thing. I'm not getting any Wi-Fi in here.
Oh, it's okay. It's fine. It's okay.
Okay.
You know what? He's not going to pick up. We tried, everyone.
Wait, hold
we
on.
tried. Now we just have to assume.
One more ring.
Okay, should I call one more white friend?
Yeah, one more person.
Oh my God. Okay.
And then I'll see who I can call.
See, that's a problem. I have a lot of white friends, but I'm also like kind of a little scared.
I can call one of my friends too if you want.
Okay, no, we're gonna call this guy.
Okay.
Okay, this guy's gonna pick up. He's gonna be like, "Hi, Jonathan." Okay. Hopefully, this is the podcast of Spill the Fuck. We just. Yo, baby. Okay, hey, before we get into like a conversation, because I definitely want to get in a conversation, like maybe in a few minutes or so, because I'm doing something. This is for research purposes, okay? So you're white, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mostly.
Right. The question is,
Hi, Scott.
do you wash your legs? Wait, yes or no?
The fact that you have to think about
Wait,
Scott
you don't
says
wash your
no.
legs? You don't wash your legs?
Like,
In the shower, like when you're taking a shower, do you wash your legs?
not extensively.
Oh, God. Okay, because there's a big debate right now going on if white people wash their legs in the shower, and they supposedly don't.
Hey,
I figure just like all dudes basically wash their like armpits, their balls, and their hair, and that's like everything else is kind of like that. Maybe their face.
Hey, Scott. My name's Kendra. How's it going?
It's good. How are you, Kendra?
I'm good, thank you. So, can you just explain why you don't wash your legs in the shower? I'm just so curious.
They're just very far away from my eyes and my hands.
Are you a tall guy?
Pretty tall.
How tall are you?
He's 6'4".
Like 6'3".
You're 6'3". Are you Dutch?
Okay, stop flirting. Okay. Hey, Scott, I'll get back to you. We're just on a podcast, but I'll talk to you soon. I love you so much.
Thank Scott.
Sounds good. Love you, JG.
Bye-bye.
I told you.
what?
That was all the proof we needed.
I don't
told you.
I don't know. I don't know if that was enough proof. We have to get a large sample size, okay? We can't just generalize. It's like when a white person goes, "Yo, my black friend said I could say this, so it's okay." It's like, no, you can't just use that one.
All right, so
That
white
one
people, make sure to
standalone-
comment below. Do you wash your legs? Let us know in the comments
Subscribe to Spill the Fuck. Yeah, but oh my God, who? Oh, TikTok. Was that wait? So are you on TikTok a lot right now?
I'm not on TikTok a lot, but we,
What do you mean we?
so we, as in my company Jubilee, we've gotten some sponsorships with them. So
Oh, yes.
I've watched like some of their videos, but not extensively. I know you're on TikTok. What are you doing on TikTok?
Dude, you have fuck shit, dude. Fuck. Okay, so when I went on TikTok, I just like I have a lot of I have a lot of friends that have millions and millions of followers, right?
Yes, I know
and
this.
we've like been brainstorming different ways. I have an addiction problem with everything in my life, and every time I go on TikTok, three things happen. Okay.
Okay.
One, I'm on it for like 3 hours, maybe just scrolling on my bed.
Okay.
Number two, I'm always questioning myself to thinking, am I looking at this person because he or she is talented or is because she's so cute? You know, like, and
Like
then
what
I'm
I was
like,
doing with your friend Scott just now.
what? And then I'm like, wait a second. Are these people in high school? Like, I don't know what I'm looking at. And I'm kind of scared. And then three, I kind of have this, I get anxiety and a lot of pressure thinking, oh my gosh, if all my other friends have millions of views and millions of followers, I should be posting as well, so that way I can get that too. And so, so then it's like a comparison issue.
Can I point out something?
Yes.
Jonathan? So first of all, we all have that issue. Something I said I really need to work on that I posted on my social media is I have a problem where I go on all of my friends' pages and I, look at the ones who are like in relationships, just got engaged, just had a baby, just got married, and I just compare myself because I'm not anywhere close to that. But those are things that I really want in life, and so I think this whole comparison on social media and saying like, am I on the right path? Am I doing the right thing? That's something everyone does. And also, I feel like you have an above average follower amount, so you should just acknowledge that too.
I understand. Okay, I get. I want to say thank you so much for your compliment, and I get that. I don't think. Okay. So my goal,
I hear what you're saying, though.
My goal in life is my goal in life, especially right now, especially for the last few months. So for the first 7 years of my career, it's all about pushing people from the back. Being part of that team, strategizing, being that growth hacker for that YouTuber or whoever I'm consulting, right?
Yes.
And now it's like I want to be on the front of the camera, right? And so
Which
the goal, right? So the goal is to be an entertainer. One of the hopefully one of these days, and I want to be one of the top 100 entertainers in America that is somehow influencing a person's thoughts.
Whose career would you like to model? Someone who is doing what you want to do right now. Like, whose career do you want to model?
I like Hassan Minhaj a lot.
Yeah.
I love Hassan Minhaj.
Yeah.
I'm a really big fan of Aziz Ansari, like a really big fan. The reason why is those two individuals, to me, they're Asian. I mean,
absolutely.
They're definitely Asian, but not only that, they're dark Asian.
Yeah.
And right now, when you look at the media landscape of the world, especially when it comes to Hollywood or anything, I don't really see that many dark Asians killing the game right now.
Yeah.
Like if you look at Shang-Chi's that's cool, that's great. But again, it's to me they're all like light Asians, and they're and then the lead actor who's really cool though, but he's like heavily involved in like the Asian community, if that makes sense. Whereas I feel with Aziz Ansari and Hassan Minhaj and Mindy Kaling, for example, even though these celebrities are Asian, and even though they speak to a high volume of Indians and other Asian aspiring creatives or just basically Asian people, they also have a big reach where their fan base is very broad. It's very white. It's very Hispanic. It's very black. It's all over the place. Whereas I feel a lot of the Asian people that are killing it in Hollywood Hollywood aren't doing that. The only people that I know that are like light Asian that are hitting a broad audience to me is like Awkwafina, fucking Ronnie Chang,
Randy Park,
Jackie Chan, Randy Park, Ali Wong. That's all the people that I can think of.
So
but I love like dark Asian men. They're dope as fuck.
Yeah, they're kind of sexy.
Yeah, Hassan Minhaj, Aziz Ansari.
It's actually so I've been listening to a lot of interviews where he teaches how to pronounce his name. It's like Hassan Minhaj.
Oh fuck me, it is
Minhaj. I know. I always say Hassan Minhaj because it just sounds like Hassan Minhaj, but it's Hassan Minhaj.
Oh my god!
Fact, not to correct you.
No. You can correct me. Holy shit! I stand corrected. Thank you for. But anyway,
But you want to. So what you want to do is you want to have an influence over a wider variety of audiences.
I feel like I can't. Well, yeah. Basically, that's.
So what's stopping you then?
Nothing's stopping me. I think laziness is stopping me. I mean, that's why we're doing this podcast right now. That's why I'm finally posting on TikTok. I mean, back to the whole comparison thing. Yes, thank you. But I'm never going to be... Okay, so there's this great Broadway show, Hamilton. Love it.
Wait,
and
you're gonna make me break out into song in like 2 seconds.
Don't do that. But it's one of the best things that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
And basically, Alexander Hamilton always says like he's basically not satisfied. That's like his biggest thing.
You'll never be satisfied.
Right, and it's because he's always pushing for more. No, don't apologize. You're great. He's always pushing for more. And right now, looking at my numbers compared to my friends, it's not, oh my God, I want to be like them. It's, Jonathan, you're not pushing hard enough. And I know that I'm not pushing hard enough. And so that's why we're doing this podcast, or that's why I kind of get pissed off at myself when I re-download TikTok. And so it's like knowing and understanding my body and how far I will go to make sure that I'm always pushing harder.
Can I tell you? Okay. Because I relate to what you're saying a lot. Just because it's the same for me, but not necessarily in terms of like follower amount, but it's like relationship status. Because I've been single my whole life. I've never had a boyfriend, and all I've ever wanted to do is like be in love, because I'm a total and complete hopeless romantic. And so something that I told myself I'd really strive to work on this year is just catching myself in those moments when I'm on someone's profile and I'm just looking at how, oh my God, their lives are so perfect. They're so in love and they take trips together and all this stuff. And just like really catching myself and being like, is this good for you? Is this healthy for you? Like, stop right now and just like leave the page and go look at something that's like better and healthier. I look at a lot of like landscape pictures because there's a lot of things.
A lot of landscape photos?
Yeah, because not landscape artists, but just like, travel photographers, how they take pictures of like these vast landscapes in like Iceland or whatever. I like to look at those because there's like this my whole goal is just to join the 7 Continent Club before I'm 30.
Wait, the 7 what?
The 7 Continent Club. It's people who have been to all 7 continents.
And then fall in love at the same time.
No, it's just...
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, of course, if love comes, I'm not going to like fight it. But I mean, I like to look at those because it reminds me like there's a whole big, vast world out there that I have yet to see. And there are people covering every corner of this earth too that I have yet to meet. So even though it's not meant to be mine right now, that doesn't mean that's forever. And I say that because I want you to just kind of like take away the same notion of like, just because you don't have the things that you want right now doesn't mean it's not meant to be yours ever. I don't want you to use words like never or ever or could, haven't done, whatever, because those are very like superlative words. I don't want you to.
Was I saying the word never ever?
Well, just like, yeah, because it's very black and white, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen in a year, 10 years from now.
You're right. One of my favorite advice that I ever received was my uncle goes, if you want to make God laugh, just tell him your plans.
Absolutely.
So I hear you. I thank you for that. I'm just saying, what I'm saying right now at this moment is I feel as if I am not working smarter enough. And so that is something that I'm re-strategizing. And you're absolutely right. Like in the past, it was very much, hey, it's time to... I'm comparing myself to others, but now it's instead of you versus them, it's like you versus patience. So I do hear you.
Yeah.
I mean, is that something that you've been working on, or patience?
Oh, patience is hard. Patience and I are mortal enemies because I lack patience a lot, and especially in certain areas when it comes to like my future and the things that I want. I have no patience because I feel like I work really hard. I'm like, I don't understand why I'm not getting the things that I'm working hard for and other people are. And then I compare myself like in that retrospect. I think the problem with, am I talking?
No. I mean, don't worry. Just keep on going.
Okay.
Let me handle it.
I think the problem with patience is when you ask for it, you get it. And then sometimes you're in a season longer than you want to be. Because you're like, I've been sitting here and I've wanted to be patient. And God is like, okay, I'm going to give you patience. Wait 5 years. It's just like, it's so annoying, I think it all comes with a balance, right? You want to be patient, but you want to be active as well. You just have to know the balance.
And it's about consistency.
Exactly.
And
it always is. This whole game is a grind. It's always about consistency.
Like, what is your ultimate goal? Like, what is the biggest thing that you're working on right now?
The biggest thing I'm working on, like, in my life.
In your life.
In my life.
I mean, I understand that in your career, you work for Jubilee Media as the casting director, but I understand like there's so much that we can talk about that because of the NDAs that you do, right? But like other than that, like what is that one thing that you're working on right now?
Right now, I am working on a personal project.
All right.
And I want to kind of get that off the ground. And this year, I want to have like my sizzle reel done and edited, and then be talking to like agents. But in terms of like my whole life, what I feel like I'm working
Yeah,
towards
what is your working?
I love love, and I know that's a weird thing to say because I'm a hopeless romantic, and I totally like hold it dear, and I really rock it, and I feel like I want to help people in love, in like all aspects of love. And so I want to own like a huge, I'm just calling it like a love company. I want to help people with date ideas, gift ideas. I want to help them plan proposals, match them up with wedding planners as well as marriage therapists. So we help you like from the beginning all the way to the end.
This is the ideal dating program.
Exactly.
Oh my God! Are you? It's like a subscription based, like $1,000 a month type of product.
I haven't.
It's
been
a
thought
course,
about that.
is what it is.
It's definitely like an app, and like, but I want it to be more personal too. I want you to be able to call someone and be like, hey, like, I really like this guy, and this is how he makes me feel, and this is what I want to do for him. What do you suggest that I get him like for his birthday or whatever it is?
Well, so it's more than so it's after the matching. So it's like, hey, we're in a relationship, let's grow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like growing people.
Where does this ideal of love come from? Like, what when you were a little girl, did you watch like Bridget Jones' Diary? Or
I mean, of course.
I love that movie, by the way.
Who did not?
I mean, but what? Why?
I think it's more than that. I think it's because I feel like I've desperately lacked love in my life. You know, I have parents who I know love me, but they're not affectionate. They're not the type to be like, I love you. You know, I didn't really hear that growing up. And I feel like because of that, I've kind of exuded in me, like, I want to be that person that like spreads so much love. And I tell people that I love them and that I support them and that I appreciate them. And I just want to be very vocal about those things. And I think also there's a magic to love that our generation has just completely destroyed.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
The whole like dating apps and like never being satisfied with who you're with because there could always be someone better. I feel like there is a magic to like finding someone that is just like so perfect for you that we just miss because we're like, yeah, you're great now, but like someone better could come along tomorrow, and I'd rather.
You think that to be true?
I do think that to be true, unfortunately.
Wow. Oh wait, back to the whole parents. Like, are you like you're an only child, right?
No, I have two siblings.
You have two
So
siblings.
I'm the youngest. Yeah.
You're the youngest.
Yeah.
And did they provide you love in a way like to your siblings? And are you guys kind of like close or?
I'm closer to my brother.
Okay.
My sister I don't talk to, but yeah, I'm definitely closer to my brother. He's great. We have a 9-year age difference.
Oh shit!
Yeah, which is crazy.
That is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And yet you guys are really close. Oh my god.
Now we are. It wasn't until like I moved out here like 6 years ago that we kind of became more close because he was in high school by the time I even knew like what a brother was, and then he went off to college, and then I like never saw him, and then he lived in Seattle, and it's just he had his own life, which is fine because he's like supposed to, but I just never really grew. I don't know. I feel like I don't have a lot of memories of him from when I was younger.
And your parents never really said like, "I love you, Kendra."
Not in the way that like white people do with their kids. Definitely.
Wait,
not.
so what is your background when it comes like immigrant? Your parents are immigrants. I'm guessing?
Yeah. My dad's from Nigeria. My mom's from Cameroon.
It's kind of weird. Like I've been thinking about this for quite a while. When it comes to like immigrant parents, like every single time like I meet an Asian, for example, I've never not never, but it is very rare that I meet an Asian and their parents are not immigrants. Like their parents were born in the United States.
Oh, really?
I've rarely met that. Like my parents were born outside of the United States. Every single Asian friend that I can think of or anybody, I'm like always thinking I go to their home and sure enough, their parents, they arrived here as like first generation Americans, you know, like so. But when it comes to where am I going with this? Oh, when it comes to black families, I rarely meet people that their parents are immigrants, and so your parents are from Nigeria and Kenya. You said
Cameroon.
Yeah,
which is right next to Nigeria.
So, what is the different levels between like love? You would say how they treated you and disciplined versus let's say your assumption of what you see from other families.
I mean, it was just very strict, right? It was like we had a set of rules that we had to abide by. I remember like in summers we had to like finish whole math books before we could go outside and play. This is the summer when like we just didn't want to like do anything. I would say the discipline was a bit more extreme than like other families.
Was there abuse, like physical abuse?
I don't necessarily want to get into that.
I'm so sorry.
But no, it's fine. It's just not something I necessarily want
The world to know.
yeah,
Yeah.
like,
There's limits. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's definitely different, right? There was a lot of stuff I wasn't able to do. Like I couldn't spend the night at friend's house. You know, my parents are like, no, that's not cool. Like they didn't really understand like why I needed to be a kid and like go hang out with my friends, go to the movies, go to like the school dance or whatever, you know? So it was just a lot of discipline.
And so, and because of that lack of affection in a way, you want to be able to give that back.
Absolutely.
There's it's kind of weird. No, I remember this like in September of last year. I got a phone call from a friend for this company. They're called Empower, and what they do is they have a psychological test based on money. So you know it's like Myers-Briggs, but instead of personality, it's money personality, right?
Interesting. Okay.
And you know they analyzed me and blah blah blah. But what we end up basing the conversation on was after she researched over with 10 different therapists and psychologists. What ends up happening is us humans, we are driven to do the most painless thing that we can do for ourselves and then for others. And what happens is for people that, you know, are craving love and giving love a lot, what usually happens, there was a traumatic incident in their younger lives before the age of 7 because you gain all your limiting beliefs by the age of 7. And something traumatic happens, and you realize, hey, I do not want to be treated like this. This hurts. This is painful, right? How do I not feel this pain? Oh, wait a minute. If I give affection to somebody else, they don't feel pain. And guess what? How their reaction to my affection gives me, in a way, some sort of affection, and now I don't feel pain.
That's real.
And so a lot of people that are craving or giving love usually is because they did not have it when they were young.
I would definitely agree with that. I mean, I know that my parents love me. It's just they didn't show love in a way that I receive it. You know how everyone has a love language?
Right.
I just didn't. I grew up in feeling for a really long time that I wasn't loved. So I think that's why now I have such a heart for it. And not just like, you know, it's not even just romantic love. It's like platonic love too. Like, Jonathan, I love you as a friend. Yeah, I love you too.
L-U-V.
But it's like, I want you to know that. And like, whenever I do say encouraging things to you, like I'm being honest, I'm saying that from the heart because I want you to know like you are special. You are called to do something bigger. And I don't want you to see the things that you haven't accomplished or your limitations to think like that's going to be my whole life. That's going to be forever because that's not the truth. But like, I make sure that I'm very vocal about those things because if no one else is telling you that, I want to make sure that I'm telling you that.
And I hear you and I receive it and I say thank you. And I believe in the same way that I think you're meant to do something great, right?
Thank you. I hope so.
See, but here's the thing, right? You give, like with anything, and then when you get it,
it's hard for me to receive it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is.
Because you're still dealing. I don't know if it's imposter syndrome or I mean I deal with the same thing. I don't know. Like I don't go to any after parties if I'm invited to an event because I feel like I don't belong. I'm like I don't deserve to party. But
I think for me, I like it's so much easier for me to give than to receive when it comes to love. I think it's because like I guess if we're talking like romantic love, like I've been alone for so long that the thought of someone actually liking me is just like very terrifying and like I just feel like I was that girl where like guys were nice to me in school because they were like really just making fun of me or teasing me or they wanted something from me. And so I feel like I carried that into adulthood where like if a guy is nice to me, it's not because he likes me, it's because he wants something from me. Like, oh, can you help me become famous or can you like hook me up with these people or whatever it is, you know? I don't feel like people ever just want like me and my heart. Like they want what I can do for them. And I don't know. I know it's messed up. I know.
No, I can definitely see that. It's hard.
Yeah. It's hard for me. I feel like it's hard for me to be nice to myself But it's so easy for me to be nice to a complete stranger.
Do you believe when you are being nice to somebody, do you think you're being genuine that you're being completely nice with them? Or are you doing that kind of so that way you can, in a way, quote unquote, like maybe be good with God or have karma or hopefully, you know what I mean?
No,
like
I hear what
sometimes
you're
when
saying.
I'm sometimes like when I'm really nice, I'm like, oh, am I doing this because I want to be nice, or is it because this is the only way that I can feel less painful?
Sometimes I feel like when you say that, it implies that like kindness doesn't. No,
taking care of the camera.
it's fine. Sometimes I feel like when you say that, it implies that being kind is not innate, and I do think kindness is innate. I don't think it's hard for me to be kind. I think it's pretty easy for me to be kind to other people, and I don't think I do it in a disingenuous way.
Right.
Is that the right word? Disingenuous.
Disingenuous.
I don't think I'm disingenuous about it because it's very easy for me to be kind. It's not necessarily like, God loves me no matter what, whether I'm kind to people or not. He still loves me. Obviously, he wants me to be kind to people, but it doesn't have anything to do with that. And I do think it just comes naturally for me to be kind to people, just because that's my nature. I do believe in good. I do believe that people are innately good. I do believe that there's a kindness to everyone. Sometimes I'm proven wrong, but I still believe in it.
I mean, what I like about you is that you come in and you're like, I'm trustworthy right away. I'm kind right away. Instead of, you have to earn my trust, it's don't destroy my trust. Don't destroy my kindness.
Yeah.
And have a lot of people, do you think, have broken that down? Like, what have you seen by being completely honest and open and trustworthy right away?
I get disappointed a lot because I sometimes expect a lot of me out of other people. And that's something that I really learned this year. I went to Colombia for Christmas.
Nice.
And I stayed in this hostel in Cartagena that was it was really cool. It was just like open and everyone would sit on the porch there. And I met these two guys, like one from Germany and one from Greece. And these were on two separate occasions, but I decided we do this show called Tea for Two, where we do the 36 questions that lead to love.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Oh, you were in Tea for Two, duh.
Yeah. Well, no, we'll talk all about that stuff later, but go on. I'm listening.
I decided to do those questions with them. And again, these are on two separate occasions. And what I realized is I was dying for someone to ask those questions to me, because it was like I brought it up and I was like, hey, we should do these questions. And I was asking them, they were just answering, but they weren't asking me those questions back. And I realized I have such a desire to like share my story with someone and to just talk to someone and be intimate with them in that way, in terms of like just sharing my experiences and my truth. And I didn't get that. And it was really hard for me to deal with that in that moment. And I think that's something that I realized with being like open and honest and trustworthy, is that I don't necessarily get that from other people.
Oh,
Like, it's not
wow.
reciprocated.
Oh my God. Holy shit. Okay, so motherfucker. First off, I'm sorry that happened.
I'm not,
okay. You
The reason I'm not sorry about it is because I wouldn't have recognized that I expect myself out of other people, and you can't do that.
I think it's about okay. You're to me, you're an extroverted person.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know your Myers-Briggs, probably like an ENFP. Probably.
J.
ENFJ?
Yeah.
Okay, we're basically the same person. Because I'm an ENFJ.
What's your Enneagram? Are you 7?
Yeah, I'm a 7.
Okay, I'm not. I'm a 2 wing 3.
Okay. Anyway,
we're almost the same person.
We're almost the same person. And I did the 36 questions of love
with Hannah.
Well, that was for the Jubilee video, but I mean, with my ex-girlfriend of 6 years, a long time ago.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And I remember sitting, and I did it with all my friends and everything, because I really just love the concept and the idea of it, and learning, and sometimes have conversations for 2 hours. Mm-hmm. And when I did it with my girlfriend, and we were dating for like five years already, she would not ask the questions back. And then it got me thinking, and it has allowed me to think about this even to this day, which has helped so much. And I wish I did this earlier, is now communicating what I want for that other person to do so I can feel love too. And the reason why I say this is because everybody has their own version of what their unconditional love is. And And if you want to receive love in a certain way, it sucks, but you can't expect it. Instead, you have to ask for it. So it's kind of like, I know you're not having sex before marriage, but let's say, for example, you're having sex, right?
Okay.
If you're not communicating like, I like it this way, this is the best way, touch me here, touch me there, move me there, then the sex won't get better, right? So same with communicating. So does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
It kind of sucks that you have to force that person to say, hey, listen, can you ask me the questions back?
Well, I think, love is unique in the sense that love is the only area in which everyone is very qualified to be a teacher in. Only you can teach other people how to love you.
So why don't you want to? Why didn't you tell those guys?
Because I'm not in a relationship with them. They don't owe me anything. You know, like they're just people that I met while I was traveling. They don't owe me. They don't have to hear my story if they don't want to. When are they ever going to see me again? Like one lives in London, one lives in Germany. Like,
do they appreciate the questions at least?
Absolutely, they loved it, and they were very open in answering them and stuff. And I feel like maybe that was a moment in which like I was used in order for them to feel like more vulnerable and for them to open up. And that wasn't necessarily my time to shine, and I have to be okay with that. Does that make sense?
Yes and
like
no.
Maybe
because at the same time, I think it's so difficult because there is a time where you just gotta, like, as a man, for example, I have to learn to just shut the fuck up sometimes. All right, I've had fucking my sisters come to me and it's like, shut your fucking mouth. Women can't talk. I'm like, oh shit, I'm so sorry.
No.
Or like even one woman saying, hey, shut your male privilege mouth down and let others speak. Like, so I understand. But yeah, someone send that to me. Come on, look at this conversation. Sometimes I overpower. Sorry, guys, on the podcast. But when it comes to love, if you're giving it and when you walk away and you didn't receive it, I'm just saying it's because you deserve it, Kendra, so much that I think that in that moment, maybe try to, proclaim, hey, listen.
I know.
This is how I love to be loved. Can you love me the same way?
I think in that situation, though, I was thinking I'm always privy to the notion that if a guy wants to do something, he will do it. Okay. If I ask a guy a question, he wants to ask it back to me, he will ask. I don't have to prompt it. And that's kind of how I go about like navigating this whole dating scene. Is like, if a guy wants to do something, he'll do it. If a guy sees me and he wants to come up and talk to me, he'll come up and talk to me. Because I have no problem doing that, like making the first move and everything. But I do have a desire to be like wanted and to be chased a little bit because I've spent my whole life going up to guys. Like I used to be so bold, Jonathan. When I was younger, I used to just walk up to guys in school and be like, I like you. You're the person I have a crush on. Let me get your number. Like all that stuff. And then when I went to college, I was like the same thing. I'd go out and be like, oh, we should like hang out, blah, blah. And I'd always get turned down. Always. But I always got back up. And it wasn't until like I had one instance that my heart was just like completely shattered. That I just kind of like recoiled back into my shell. But it made me realize like if a guy wants to do something, he'll do it. And again, those guys do not owe me anything. They don't know me. I am just someone passing through in their lives. If they want to ask me those questions, they would have.
Okay.
So
now I'm seeing the difference. I'm now seeing a difference between like random men and men. But how about with your friends then? Is that when you finally say, this is how I love to be loved? Because that to me is the most important part of it.
When I'm talking
with your friends.
When I'm talking to my friends, something I've been paying attention to is how much do they care about what's going on in my life? Because I will be like, how are you doing? How's your mom? Like, what are you working on? What can I help you accomplish? And if they're not like asking me anything about myself back, like I pay attention to that. And then I think, do they really care? Are they really my friends?
So let's talk more about Jonathan for a second. No, I'm kidding. I don't know why I did that joke. God damn it! I was trying to like, fuck me, bro.
You're fucking.
I don't know. But so, are you communicating that a little bit more than to your friends and saying, "Hey, listen," or are you slowly weeding those people out and focusing on the friends that is a 50-50 type of relationship?
I do feel like I've gone the route of weeding them out.
Okay.
Yeah, instead of telling them.
Okay.
Just because I don't feel like I'm at like, I don't want to say that. It's difficult because I don't want to have to force someone to care about me. If you're my friend and we've been friends and you're not asking me how I'm doing, you're not checking in with me, but I'm doing that consistently with you, that's saying something, Because I do have those friends who I do it consistently with and they acknowledge it. But then why don't you acknowledge that you're not reciprocating it? That's why I'm a 2-wing 3, because I'm a helper. Like, I'll do so much for people, but I do expect something in return. And I think that's a problem. But I think that's
that
a
is
problem
a
that I
problem.
have, is I do expect stuff in return.
Once you lose your... Okay, this is so... the reason why, like, my ex and a lot of people have, like, I've broken up with a lot of people, or the reason why I've gotten depressed with my siblings in the past was because I always expected something.
Yeah.
When you lose expectations of anybody, holy shit, you just get a little bit happier.
I know.
It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. Like, you just go, you give someone, and you're like... Sometimes I even get a little scared when they decide to give back. And I'm like, what the fuck? No, bro. I don't want anything back.
I feel that.
Sometimes now when I do a thing, I'm like, yo, I'm just letting you know I don't want anything from you. I just want to help and say, hey, what's up? Peace.
I don't... Go ahead.
What I'm saying is, like, not expecting anything is the most rewarding, because when someone does decide to give back to you, it's to you it would feel like serendipitous instead of, yeah, I deserve that.
Can I use today as an example?
Yes.
So, like, you offered to buy me lunch.
Yes.
And I said no. Because I didn't want you to think that I would only do your podcast if you bought me lunch. I will help you no matter what, anyway, however I can, without you giving me anything. Right. And so I feel like I often go into situations like that of, I don't want you to feel like I am only going to do this thing for you because you're doing something for me. I'm going to help you regardless. I want you to know that.
Right, but you're expecting something. But if yeah, I get that. Like, you're selfless in that way. Right? And I get that.
I don't want to call myself selfish.
Right. Okay. All right. But okay. But then if I end up doing nothing for you, let's say.
Mm-hmm. If I'm being honest.
Then won't that be like...
I'm still going to do stuff for you, though, Jonathan. Like, that's just... I know it's a little complicated. It doesn't necessarily make sense. But I am still going to do things for you because I believe... I think it's because I know your heart. And I know that you have good intentions, and I know that you're a good person. And so even if you don't do anything for me, I know it's not because you're a bad person. Like, it has nothing to do with that.
So, but when do I get weeded out, let's say, for example? I'm just...
Are you afraid of getting weeded out?
No, I don't give a fuck. If you weed me out, you weed me out. I'm in this mode of my life where I'm like, fuck it, people come and go. It is what it is, you know? Well, like, if you want to weed me out, so fucking be it. Congratulations, you know? I mean, it'll be like, okay, that kind of sucks, but whatever, you know? That's what life is about. But... when don't you, how do I put this simply? If I take advantage of you in any sort of way and you feel that, that's the time to cut me off.
Yes. But I haven't felt that.
Okay.
But
I want to make sure that you are doing that because that's healthy.
Yeah, I know. I'll give you an example.
Okay, because you need to do that.
I had a friend earlier this year who we just like stopped talking. Like, I texted her, check in on her as I always do, and she was just like, oh, I can't talk, and I like never heard from her again. And before that, she was a friend who I would always sit there for 3 hours and just listen to, like, whatever. I was always there for her. And then I realized one day that she never like cared about me in the way that I cared about her. And it was like really hard. So when I did do that like final check-in of like, hey, how are you doing? And she was like, hey, sorry, I can't talk. And I just never heard from her. I didn't go out of my way to reach out to her because I knew that she didn't care. And if she did care, she would have reached out. It's been like 4 months now and she hasn't reached out. And I'm like, fine, that's totally fine. You needed someone for you there in your life. And I was that person. I was happy to be that person, but like no more, you know? Because if you only need me when like your life is really crappy, I don't want to be that person. I want to be there for you during the good times and the bad times. Not just the bad times.
And then what about my bad times, you know? In your case, like, hey friend, I'm having a bad time too. Say, how are you?
I don't
check in with me. You know?
I don't do that though, and that's something that I have to work on. With my bad days, I really just like, because I'm Christian, and you know this. I go to God for like my guidance and for my relief, and so but it is something that I need to work on because I don't reach out to people and say like, hey, I'm having a hard time. Can you be there for me? Because I feel like.
Well, that's also anxiety. That's like asking a lot.
That's asking a lot. It is because you don't have to. I don't want someone to have to take on this burden of me feeling like crap. Like, that's not fair.
Yeah, I fucking hate it. I hate that too. But there's that anxiety where I'm like, yo, dude, if I'm too much, just like, let me know. You can kick me out. Mm-hmm. You know, you just put that on the line. Yeah. There's therapy. Have you considered therapy?
I don't like therapy.
That's like a professional person.
I know, but can I tell you something about therapy?
But you talk to God, and God doesn't even talk to you back.
He does, though.
Oh, come on.
He does.
We'll get into that in a second. Talking about therapy, and let's get into this dog thing. This God thing.
Okay, so the reason me personally I don't like therapy really has to do with the race thing. There are not a lot of black therapists. I would say about 4. I think I watched this thing on it was on Hassan Minaj's show. It was on what's that?
Patriot Act?
Patriot Act.
Great show, by the way.
Oh, no, it was on The Daily Show. Sorry, it was on The Daily Show.
Trevor Noah.
Trevor
Okay.
Noah.
All right.
He was talking about how only like 4% of therapists are black. And I feel like a lot of the problems I have stem from the fact that I am a black person in America.
Okay.
And so it's hard for me to talk to like a white therapist or a therapist who is not black because they don't understand that. And that's the problem that I've had is not only am I black, but I'm Christian on top of that. So a lot of my problems stem from like my faith and stuff. And so I need someone who can understand that, and there just aren't a lot of people who are in that profession who are able to
people that can like truly empathize with you because they're
And
like, okay,
give me, like,
as a
guidance.
black person,
Yeah,
I know how society treats me.
exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. But maybe hopefully one day you can find
I've
someone.
been in therapy for a long time. I've gone to therapists. I just haven't had any that have worked out.
Okay.
That's my problem.
Okay. I don't know.
I'm not knocking therapy at all. I think therapy is great. It's just it hasn't worked for me.
God, I just need to make more money to be able to see like a really good therapist.
That's what it is.
About this whole God thing, okay?
Can I say something first
Okay.
before we do that, though, Jonathan? I really don't like having these conversations. I don't like when people try to change my faith, and I don't like when people try to question. I literally had someone ask me, what's the difference between Santa Claus and God? And I don't like having those discussions because I feel like what I say is a reflection of all Christians, and it's not just like what I personally believe. And I also feel like I don't necessarily do a good job of like articulating my relationship with God and like what he does. And so that's just like, I'm going to be honest, it's not a conversation I don't
Can I get
like
a high
to
five
have.
for a second? See what you just did there?
Yeah.
You expressed your feelings.
Okay.
You told me what you wanted. You told me your boundaries. And as a friend now, I'm like, oh shit, okay. I now know where the line is. And that helps so much because you were able to fucking communicate to me.
It's just I'm tired of having these conversations.
Well, no, but I was able to communicate. You were able to communicate your needs to me. Imagine if you do that with your other friends. Like if they arrive. Okay, here's an example.
Okay.
Went to one of my friends' place last night, and every time I come over, he's like, yo, dude, I just don't feel like socializing right now. You can be in the living for a bit, and then we'll just go talk. Boom, right away, expressing his feelings, right?
Yeah.
And because we're friends, and because we know each other's hearts, we're good. What you just did there with me, expressing your boundaries, expressing what you wanted, express how you want this conversation to go, shows me that you trust me a lot, shows me that you actually truly, like, respect me, and if I listen to you and follow suit, that means I respect you too. So it's just a suggestion. I think you should just try expressing what you want and telling people what you want more freely because you fucking deserve it because you are, a very good person in and out. You deserve to be respected as you respect others, but the only way is that, remember, people can't fucking read your mind. They can't read our minds.
Yeah.
Some people are like super givers and we don't know why we do the things that we fucking do. Some of my guy friends are like, what, are you in love with me? Like, dude, I'm not. I'm like, dude, I'm not, like.
Remember in On Made Out how you're like, I love giving my friends massages?
Yeah.
You're like, it's all consent. It's all consent.
I always have to explain.
So
It's
funny.
just, but do you get what I mean?
I do get what you mean.
And I think having no expectations and then expressing who you are and being like forefront with that, like what you just did with fucking me, that was beautiful.
It's something I've been doing recently, especially when it comes to religion, because I feel like when you're an atheist, you have all these excuses and examples and stuff of like how God isn't real. And it's hard for me as a Christian to be like, it's not what I believe, and I wholeheartedly disagree with you. But it's just like just such a muddy conversation.
Then it's good. So now let's take that religion aspect, but now let's go to your feelings.
Okay.
Okay, that's God, and then there's God within you. Okay, I guess. And so when someone's like fucking hurting you or not treating you right, be like, yo, I disagree with this. I mean, of course, it doesn't have to be that strong, but I think I don't know. Just try it out. Let me know. Okay. Let me know by the end of the year in like fucking 8 months to be like, yo, Jonathan, first off, Jonathan, did you listen to your own advice? And I'm like, I fucking tried.
I feel you.
So thanks for sharing, by the way.
Thanks for listening. I appreciate it.
Dude, no, I appreciate it too. Fuck, shit. No, so one of the things is, I know that we can't get into it too much, but this is Spill the Fuck. We just talk about a range of topics. We just go in, we just talk, blah, blah, blah. Shit happens, congratulations. Episode, right? One of the coolest things that I think you do that you're really good at is that you are a casting director. Am I saying this right?
Casting producer.
Casting producer.
Yeah.
Sorry, shit.
It's okay.
Casting producer for this media company called Jubilee Media on YouTube. 5 million subscribers now, I think.
4.5.
Yeah, it's gonna be 5 million.
4.6.
By the time we fucking publish this, it'll be 5 million. And basically, how would you just like in a couple sentences? What is Jubilee Media and its content?
We are in its content. We really want to make content that bridges people together, inspires love, challenges conventional thinking. We want to create a movement for human good.
Okay.
That's what we are.
All right. And so if I were to go on your page, what type of content would I see?
You'd see a lot of difficult conversations happening. You know, we do a series called Middle Ground where we bring people from opposing viewpoints together to have a conversation. And we've done like difficult topics like pro-life, pro-choice. We've done Black Lives Matter, law enforcement. We've done flat earther scientists.
That was a crazy episode, by the way. That was very intense. Out of all of the episodes, like you would think Trump versus immigrants would be pretty powerful, and it was. But holy shit, flat earthers versus not flat earthers.
It was
like I was like, are we in World War III right now?
It was. Can I tell you, it was World War III trying to cast that because it was funny because I was like, I'm not going to find any flat earthers. We live in California. This is a super liberal state. Like blah blah. Flat earthers came to me like super easily. We even had one drop out and like a bunch came more. Like it was the scientists that was really hard to find. So that kind of sucked. I literally emailed every single science professor at every single college in the state of California.
So
and they all turned me down.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because they were really busy?
No, because they were like, flat earthers should not be talking to scientists. They should be talking to therapists. They were saying things like, you should not be giving them a platform. You know, this is, I don't see what the point of this video is. Like, you're just giving them a platform to spread false truths or whatever, false lies. I don't know.
What do you think about that, though? Like, what do you think about that? Because that's something that, okay, so, yes, you're fucking, Jubilee Media is fantastic.
I think so.
I think it's, I mean, I say this all the time, and this is even before that I met you, that I think it's one of the best YouTube channels on fucking the world right now, okay? Because you're able to bring random people throughout the entire world. They come together, and you're able to have conversations between love all the way to becoming like an incel, right? Yeah. The thing, though, is when you bring, let's say, in this case, a flat earther on, and they have a viewpoint that is so extreme against science, against logic, against everything, or also a Trump person that comes on board that's totally against kind of like the liberal ideals that you have, or an incel, or a terrorist, let's just say, someone very extreme. Do you think that them going on your show is a good thing? Or do you think that you're just giving them more room for their agenda to speak out?
So I'm only going to comment on this from Kendra's point of view and not from a Jubilee standpoint at all. Because I don't want to, I'm not speaking on behalf of the company at all.
Perfect.
What I'm saying right now is my own opinions and my own ideas.
Yeah, you're the casting director.
As a casting producer, my job is to find the people that we place in our videos, and I look at everyone from a human standpoint. Are you a person? If you're a person, you have air in your lungs, like you deserve respect. You deserve to have your voice heard. That's what I believe. And so regardless of your beliefs and your opinions and how you navigate the world, like that's none of my business. The fact that you are a person, you are a human, like that I believe means you deserve respect and you deserve to have your voice heard. No one wants to be silenced because of what they believe in. Could you imagine how many people would be like, Black people shouldn't speak because they're Black or whatever it is? And like, that's harrowing, you know? I don't think anyone should not be able to speak and say their beliefs because of how they were raised or what they decide to believe or what they decide to follow. So again, that's just me, Kendra, speaking.
Oh, I like that. And then you pit it with somebody else that has the opposing views to like balance it all out. So do you feel like your job is about just like balancing human respect? Is that what I'm hearing?
Balancing human respect. That's an interesting way to put it. At the core of it, it's empathy.
Okay.
At the core of it, it is empathy. So that's all I'll say about that.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, your job is pretty stressful. I mean, you're always... because not only do you have to find the person that believes in X thing, but then you also have to find someone that's like, are they good for the camera?
Yeah, exactly. That's the hardest part. I think for me, the reason why my job is so hard for me is because I'm an empath. Like I take on other people's feelings and emotions. So, you know, I'll cast difficult topics and I'll just be talking to these people and they'll start crying and then I'll start crying. And then it's like, I just spent the whole day just like crying and I wasn't even expecting to, you know? It's just like I can feel really deeply what people are feeling, whether it's like stress or it's anger or it's frustration, whatever it may be. And I just kind of take that on. So like for me personally, I feel like that's why my job is hard because it's just very emotional.
What if that's okay? So let's take away like their belief system for a second, right? Let's take away, besides all of that, what makes you choose someone and you go, that person is good for this episode?
It's really if our audience can resonate with them. If someone watching this can like resonate with them and feel empathy for them and like kind of understand where they're coming from, like they're able to explain why it is they believe what they believe or why it is they are saying whatever it is they're saying, and someone can like easily identify that and like resonate with that. You know, someone, you know, just someone who's aspirational, someone who's able to articulate what they're saying, someone who has like feelings and stands firm in them and isn't just kind of like, oh, well, everyone else feels this way, so I'm going to sway this way. Or everyone else feels this way, I'm going to sway that way. Like they stand firm in their beliefs and they're able to easily articulate them. I think
no matter what the belief is, they're able to be firm with it.
Yeah. But also, like, they're willing to hear the other side. That's, again, empathy. Like, they're willing to hear the
so
other
they're
side.
also empathetic as well.
Yeah.
So
it can't be like...
Because you probably get 1,000 submissions of people that want to be in videos every single day.
Absolutely. And, like, not everyone is meant to be on camera. And we've learned, and I've especially learned that, like, just in my job is, like, there are some people who aren't good on camera or aren't meant to be on camera, even though they do have, like, an interesting story. It's like, how can you tell that story, you know? Just like there are a bunch of people who could probably write a book, but, like, how many people are going to, like, be invested in that book and be able to, like, stick through it till the end and understand it, you know?
Wow. See, that's a lot of pressure for me because I've been in 3 motherfucking videos. Okay. Two of them, this is before you.
Wait, you did Versus 1 T for 2 and Odd Man Out.
Right. And the only one that you cast me was Odd Man Out. Mm-hmm. So, haha. We were friends way before I got casted. So, now there's just like fucking pressure.
Is that you?
Now there's just fucking pressure to make sure that. See, that every time I go on Jubilee or every time I was on Jubilee, I'm like, please God, hopefully this does well. Because that's the pressure of like, hopefully, I did a round of applause for myself on this motherfucking video because I have this like big insecurity that if someone hires me for anything, I mean, you guys didn't pay me, but in a way, like being on the video is kind of like being hired. I better have done a good job for your channel. And that's like one of my biggest worries, I guess, when it comes to my interaction with Jubilee. So now I'm putting you on the spot.
I can choose not to answer.
Okay. Was I a good investment to be on your... am I okay? Do people hate me over there?
No.
Okay, we're good. Okay, we're done with the podcast. That's the only reason why you're here. I was just trying to set up that question. Guys, we're okay. We're okay. I was a good participant in these videos. We got good views and good engagement.
For Odd Man Out, that was like our best Odd Man Out episode.
Shit,
it was so funny.
Let's go. Okay, we're good. We're good.
You're like, guys, I just want to say this. I think Wesley's the mole. I think Wesley is gay. All right. I thought.
Okay. So what she's basically talking about, there's this show. It's kind of like The Mole, where everyone is one thing and another person isn't. So for example, everyone's a meat eater except for like one who's like a vegan, and everyone has to figure out who the vegan is. Well, in this case, there were 6 straight men and 1 gay man, and everyone had to figure out who the odd man out was. So that's what she's talking about. Did you get any backlash from that? My brother gave me a call. He's gay, and he was so fucking pissed off at me.
Really?
Yeah. That was my biggest worry. That's why I was like stressing out the entire day, but I'm really glad that at the very end I was like, hey, listen, I'm going to donate all my winnings to the Trevor Project, which is great.
Which I know people liked. People like called you out in the comments for that. It was really nice.
And I was doing it out of pure like genuine heart because I felt like I was, that's the
Why was your brother mad at you?
Because in a way, like I know it's a game, and I was trying to explain to him like, yo, Jeffrey, dude, it's a fucking game. Like vegan, and there's a vegan one, there's a Beyonce one. He's like, hey, you have to understand, Jonathan, that being a vegan and being a fucking Beyonce lover or not is totally different when you're calling someone's sexual orientation out. And then on top of that, you are branding, like you're taking, because it's all fun. Like, it's really funny and everything, but he says the way that you're all interacting with straight men and trying not to be offensive, but at the same time making coming out as kind of like a joke, you're putting down how difficult it is for many people to come out as gay. I don't even know if I'm making fucking sense, so whatever. You guys can like whatever the fuck. But when we go back to this video of Odd Man Out, where there's 6 straight men, 1 gay man, and everyone is kind of making fun of the fact that they are gay or not gay. Like, I remember there was one moment while we were playing, one of the characters goes up, I'm not going to say who, and he's like, look at my ass. You guys love my ass? And I'm so glad you guys did not put that in the video.
I don't ever remember that.
And that automatically, like, boom, pissed me off because, yes, I understand that he's making a joke, but he's able to freely say that joke because he's not hiding anything. He's a heteronormative, straight dude, and he's making that joke. He's doing that as an assumption that is what a gay man's attraction zone is. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. It does.
And so, I mean, I could definitely see my brother's point in if the comments or if some of the people that got away with it was, oh my God, this is so funny because they're using gay as a joke, then I'll be like, all right, Jeffrey, your argument is right. So I can see in both angles. So do I agree with my brother wholeheartedly? No, but I do see his point.
I see.
And so when I look at the Odd Man Out episode, though it's fucking intense, it's a really good episode.
Do you regret doing it now?
I do not regret doing it at all. I do not regret doing it at all. At all. Mm-hmm. I don't regret a lot of things. I don't regret, because at least doing the Odd Man Out episode, I can fully say that unlike the other 2 videos, I was like 95 or not, at least 90% all me. Mm. If you look at the video, I was a little uncomfortable at one point. You know, I'm just going to be very honest. The reason why I attacked that one dude in the video over and over and over again, I wanted him out because I felt uncomfortable, you know. And so that is probably why I wasn't 100% me, because I knew how difficult that topic is. The other 2 videos that I was in, I do not regret that either, but I was just like still learning. You know, I was you guys came at the right time, at the right place, where I was trying to just figure out who I wanted to be, and it allowed me just to be, you know, more open, and also kind of get away from. So there's an episode, people that are listening, where basically I am sitting down in a chair, and there is a screen to the left of me, and there's 10 girls on the other side. Mm-hmm. And I have to talk to each girl for 30 seconds and eliminate them. While I was on that show, while the cameras were rolling, there was 4 things that were going through my head. 1, what would my ex-girlfriend think about this? Holy shit, did I exercise? Am I too short? And why did I wear my glasses, right? So those are the 4 things. And so, though a lot of the time I was like myself, I realized after rewatching the video and after like reflecting on it, the biggest reason why I felt like I wasn't 100% me was because I was thinking of those 4 things. And Jubilee, with that video, allowed me to realize, oh my God, these are my insecurities. And so through that, for the next following year, I was able to work on, I don't give a fuck about my ex-girlfriend thinks of me, because she's no longer watching me. Because if I didn't have that, I would ask that for one of the girls' phone numbers like right away. When it comes to like, did I exercise? It's like, oh shit, okay. If I'm gonna be back in the dating game, it's better to start running again. Am I wearing my glasses? Hey, I look good with my glasses.
You do.
Yeah, I got a new pair or something, you know? So But yeah, the odd man out was like 90% me. I don't know if I even answered your question, but
No, I want to say thank you for sharing that and for like reflecting on your experiences and being able to articulate how you felt. I like to hear feedback like this because I'm the one who casted you. And I do feel like, in a sense, everyone I cast is my child. So if someone gets like really, gets like eaten in the comments or something, I feel personally really bad about that.
you can't control that though.
I can't control it, but I do feel bad
Some
because
people
I put them in that position.
Yeah, but some people are just... I mean, if you're going to get on Jubilee or anything, you have to expect that no matter what, the comments are going to come. Like, even the odd man out, 95% of them are really positive. Like, oh, Jonathan's really funny, blah, blah, blah. But I've seen those, like, I hate you, Jonathan comments a lot. So
I don't want you to pay attention to those.
No, it's fine. Or, like, in the dating one with, I did T for 2 with this girl named Hannah. It's like, oh, this guy could never get a girl like her, Like, things because I'm Asian, But that's what you expect. So, but never, I don't think you should... That's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to cast
Again,
people.
this is just me personally, and this is not a reflection of the company, but me personally. I personally feel bad sometimes when I cast someone, they get like heat in the comments. So
You're doing a great job with it. Hopefully, you know that.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Like every single thing that you've casted has blown up.
I can't take credit for that.
Well, I mean, of course, it's the whole team.
But thank you.
The directors, the editors, the people that ideate.
It's everyone.
Yeah, the Jubilee is fantastic. You have a really, really solid team, and I know that for the last 10 minutes, I just spoke over you, and so
no, you're fine. I don't. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. I know that we can't talk about it too much because I'm always so curious about like the future things that are going on, but I know we can't talk about that. So let's bring this back to thing. What does... I think we'll end with this because we've been talking about this all episode. What does friendship mean to you?
It's a hard one. I do believe friendship is it's a contentment in like coexisting together through life.
What do you mean by that?
I guess just going through life, the hardships, the trials, the good times, the ups, and just being at each other's side through all of those stages. Unabashedly, I guess. Without, there's no if, ands, or buts. There's no expectations. There's no limitations. Just like I'm unequivocally your friend.
When's the last time you felt that and what happened?
Oh, gosh. It's been a while. I feel like I definitely have more of that outlook than the people I befriend. But it's been a while. I feel like I connect really easily with people and I get along easily with people. But whether they're like a true friend, like you do something bad and they're going to stand by you, I don't think I've felt that in a while.
Bad how, though? And what do you mean by like stand?
I guess like... I'm debating whether I want to talk about this or not. I guess bad as in like you hurt them. It could be intentionally or unintentionally, but you hurt them. And then just like that forgiveness, if there is any. When was the last time you felt that? Do you think, what do you think friendship is? Because obviously my definition is completely different.
Well, I mean, I like your definition. The ability like to coexist and not be embarrassed by each other and have each other's back. What does friendship mean to me? Wow, that's a good question.
Right? Throwing it back at you.
Yes. I mean, back before I answer, like hurt. When you mean hurt them, do you mean like hurt them in a way where it's like, hey, I know this bad thing happened, Kendra, but I forgive you, or vice versa? Because you're probably a very forgiving person, so I'm guessing it's the other way around.
I try to be. I'm not that great at it. Because my thing is, I can forgive. I never forget. And every time something little comes, it just comes back up in my head. And I'm like, but you did that really crappy thing that one time.
Right. And so it's like a trigger.
Yeah. That's real.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
I think there is, because because it puts you in a box. You can never fully move forward when you're always looking at the past or when you're always hanging on to the past. So I think there is a luxury in forgetting.
I don't know. Like my father, abuse, Yeah. And I forgive him, but I'll never forget. So I'm not going to go out of my way to like start a relationship with him.
Yeah.
I think it's what you do. Like if you hold it as a grudge rather than moving forward, then I think, I don't know. I'm not a therapist, but
Neither of us are.
Yeah. So,
but friendship, what does it mean to you?
And then we'll end. Okay. It's kind of funny. I was during Christmas time. I did the 36 questions with like cut them up and put them in a bag and then sent them around. And so each person had to take one question out, and then they're the ones being asked that question. And this one fell on me. And this is what I think friendship is. I think friendship is loyalty, transparency, and being completely, like, when I mean integrity, I mean someone that is through and through. So this is what I mean by integrity and transparency. And did I say honesty again? Holy
Loyalty.
shit. Loyalty, yeah. Is like, if I cheat on someone and I give them a call, they'll have my back, but they'll also be honest and transparent by saying, dude, what you did, even though I have your back right now, is wrong, and these are the things that you need to do right away. You don't have to do it, but as a friend, this is what you need to do. So there's like a hint of like tough love. And to me, also a friend is someone that, so I've learned that people come and go no matter what. That when we finally see each other after, let's say, 6 months, 2 days, a week, a month, whatever the fuck it is, that foundation that we have of each other, that feeling, that 8th grade feeling that we had when we once were together, or that college feeling, or that whenever the fuck we met is there, and we're able to look at each other, and without a single word, we know that in that moment we can be kids again. That to me is like true friendship. Like, even though they grew up and I grew up, we still have that foundation of childlike love.
Can I suggest a song for you to listen to?
Okay, what is that?
That is exactly what you just said. It's called Running Wild by Billy Ruffle. And talks about like just being innocent and young and like not kind of thriving in that ignorance of like not knowing the future yet. I love it.
Yeah, that's like true friendship. It's like we're just willing to help each other and just go with it.
You should listen to that
song. I will. Have you heard of Tomorrow by Shaky Graves?
No.
When you're done, you should listen to this podcast. You should listen to that
song.
That musical. That song. Yeah.
Okay. We'll switch songs.
Yeah.
We'll change songs. Yay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Where can people find you, by the way?
I'm on Instagram at Ken10Hollywood.
Yes. Follow her, and remember, you can always check all the highlights and spell the fa, and follow me on Instagram at Do Good Jonathan.
Do Good Jonathan.
Okay. Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy that? Did you like that?
Yeah.